Hey, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshai Bashim Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to you, brothers, pushing this truth throughout the four winds. You see, this video is going to be entitled Believe in the Lord. Just in this life, what you will understand and realize is that everything is based and geared off of factual things with, things you can see, you can identify, touch. That's how we move as a society. Like, that's how we were taught. Like, everything has to be in the physical to actually believe. But that's where faith sets in, and that's tough for a lot of people. If you talk to people, they'll be like, well, why can't we identify find Yahushai's tomb, and like they're looking for physical evidence of things, but understanding that this is what faith is all about. This is understanding how the belief system works, so getting into the spiritual mind frame, believing in the Lord and trusting in him is a faith thing. You have to believe it. What you say, you have to stand on and believe, and like when push comes to serve, and those final moments, everybody's gonna have to believe on who they say they believe on. They're gonna have to. Hey, your so-called God is gonna have to come through and shine for you. Okay, so everybody has a belief system in something. Even not believing in anything, you're still believing in something, because you'd have to present that presence forth, denying that there's anything. You're still believing in something, whether they can believe in themselves. Then you're going to have to get yourself out of the jams that you're going to be in when Jacob's troubles come, so we have to believe in something. So it would be in your best interest to believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's what is going to get you through. That's a belief system. Okay? But this is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 2. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? So this tells you and shows you through the believing of the scriptures. First of all, you got to believe in the book. You got to believe in the Bible. Okay? So this goes deeper than just a belief system of believing. You got to believe in the scriptures and the words. Every word in that Bible, you got to believe it. That's faith. You have to believe in the book. Okay? You can't just pick and choose what you're believing in. All right? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. So it's going to become times where you're getting afflicted, and all you can do is call on the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's all you can do. It's no other option. You can go with this see it through thing or whatever, but if you're a man of the Lord and you're going through something, I'm telling you, he will straighten you out. You will have to call on his name. You're going to have to trust and believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Otherwise, you're going to get no answers. You have to believe and you have to call on the name of the Lord. That's what it is. Okay? Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands and the sinner that goeth two ways. So this is a double-minded man. Sometimes he'll believe on the Lord. Maybe when things are going right, he'll believe on him. And then all of a sudden, when it's going wrong, it's like, well, where's God now? Because that's a person that believes in the physical side. When you can see things going well, when your bills are paid, or you got a raise on the job, you can see those physical things. But what about the things you can't see? Do you believe then? Okay. Woe unto you that have lost patience. Woe is destruction. And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? What are you going to do when you have no patience? When you think what you're believing in isn't real, or you're just lacking patience and believing in what you, because think about this. Noah, 120 days prophesying about rain. That's a long time. 120 years. That's a long time. So by him prophesying and doing it, you can understand how people that didn't have faith and didn't truly believe, where their mind frame would be. It will be in a space of, well, we've ran rampant with believing that this is going to happen, and that's loss of patience. Okay. And when everything that's set out to happen happens, you can't be one of those people who just all of a sudden runs back and now I believe again. That's not how it works. Okay. They that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well, pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. And that's another thing. You have to follow those laws, statutes, and commandments. You have to believe in it. You have to have faith that what you're doing has a means of an end that's like, okay, well, this is what it is. Okay. And you have to understand that. Okay. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord. And this is pure trust and pure faith. We'll fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. So you have to understand, man, everything isn't physical. Everything isn't physical. A lot of the times you got to understand is faith. The things we can't see, like the book of Ephesians says. So with that, I want to say, call halal, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Till next time, shalom.